Bottega's absolute prime focus is on establishing a school for change whose purpose is to facilitate system-level transformation at city scale. And the city in question is where we live, Cardiff. And we feel like we might be able to contribute a little bit of something useful to what is an urgent and essentially needed process of deep change. And that's a big story. So it's about changing the story that we live by, how we relate to ourselves, each other, and all of life on this extraordinary planet that is our home. And there's something very important in that fundamental, foundational relationship that can help us rewrite a story that has a chance of building a viable future for our children, our grandchildren, and all of the children of all of the species on this incredible, beautiful world. So that's what today's about. Yeah.
What I love about the Bottega Project is the concept of the renaissance and the bringing together of different strands, creativity, craft, the ability to actually deliver things on the ground but with big ideas. That's what I love about it. That's what excites me. It's like a series of micro experiments that you can actually deliver that help people think about different ways of living.
Asking the question of what is going to make a future that's not just livable and survivable but beautiful and people-led and people-focused.
Being very practical in the way that's done, so equipping skills, practical outputs that can solve problems, but in doing that work to sort of open up a wider conversation about how we live.
Building community resilience together with mental health recovery, that there are common threads and that there's a lot of what will help one will help the other as well.
Because there's a flexibility about the whole thing. It's like you talk about the medical model has always been, this is what you do, this is how you do it, and you're in a box. And you've come out of that now and you're into a fluid way of doing things.
The idea of a flat pack factory, I get that, but I think they're making places where people live, primarily. People of all sorts, in all sorts of modes, the escape, the small house, the hut, the cluster, the community, the homestead. I think in all those ways, buildings large and small and large will be made, and things other than buildings, parts of buildings will be made by Bottega as a product, and a product which serves people's needs, but also as a very living process.
The other thing missing from here is law. I mean legal law. Yeah. So, got there. Law. What about rebel lawyers? Does anybody know this amazing movement happened in America? Rebel lawyering. And it is about lawyers who've thought, we are an imperious lot. We no longer want to teach people what's wrong and tell them how the law works. They want to change their practice completely, work within community, and evolve self-representation, which is enhanced through rebel lawyering.
How do we join this grassroots, street-level activity with the tools and the knowledge and the networks for system-level change? perhaps those three elements can come together in a very different way. And that's what the Bottega's trying to do. I mean, that's it. That's its purpose. It's to facilitate change at that level, just at city scale, right? Like, that will do, because cities talk to each other. If you can actually make a bit of movement that generates a bit of, yes, a little bit of hope and intention, then it'll have done its job, or it'll have started to.